Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar on our brand new Incident Command Center. My name is Emel Doğrusöz and I have my colleagues Gökçe Erdoğan, Darren Henry and Emrah Şamdan joining me today to help me demonstrate the new communication and collaboration platform to you. I'd like to first show you how you can interact with GoToWebinar interface to ask us questions. You can raise your virtual hand or type your questions to the questions panel. We would like to encourage you to ask any questions you may have, and we will do our best to answer them all. Let's move to today's agenda. Today, we will first talk about why need an incident command system at all. We will continue with the common reasons of slow and ineffective incident response. Then we will have a tour of the new functionality, and we will summarize the benefits of Opsgenie's new incident command center. And we will continue with a Q&A session. Now let's talk about how we modeled the incident command center and the reasons behind such a platform. We modeled the incident command center based on the US nationwide used incident command system. As nicely explained by the authors of this book, Incident Management for Operations book, incident command system was first developed in the 70s to deal with serious problems in communications during natural disaster responses. To give you more context, in 1970, a series of huge wildfires moved across California and destroyed more than 700 homes, caused lots of fatalities, and resulted in big losses over 1 billion in today's dollars. When you look at the firefighters' incident response at that time, thousands of firefighters from around the state and beyond responded, but they found it very difficult to work together. They certainly knew how to fight fires, but they lacked a common management framework that could scale up and down with the incident. They also lacked a standardized approach for incident leadership. Shortly after, several fire service leaders created a system for managing emergencies that range from everyday fire and medical emergency to bigger scale emergency events. So this is basically how the nationwide used incident command system was born. And when we think about the incidents in digital world, we see similarities. IT incidents had become intolerable and even devastating as well. And the IT incident resolvers also had the skills to resolve problems. However, working together and responding in a quick manner is also not easy in the IT world either. So we decided to leverage the nationwide used incident command system's best practices, as they directly apply to IT incidents as well. And we adopted these basics and best practices to our incident command center to deal with the complexities associated with commanding, controlling, and coordinating the response to IT problems. The incident command center complements our previously announced incident response orchestration capabilities to a great extent. The incident response orchestration features are available in our enterprise plan and provide you capabilities way beyond just alerting and on-call management. You would use the incident response orchestration features mainly for major incident management, and in case of major incidents, every second counts. For major incident management, you need to have a plan in advance. You need to have a communication and collaboration method set and clarified in advance. And everyone involved in the resolution process should be clear on their role and responsibilities. And you need to have visibility into everything so that you can learn from these incidents and take precautious actions in order to not experience such issues again in the future. With our incident response orchestration platform, we aim to help you with all of these, and we provide you the tools and templates to plan in advance. Now with the incident command Center, we help you define the responders and their responsibilities and give you a platform to coordinate and communicate easily. And with status pages and templates, we help you communicate incidents with stakeholders properly as well. And again, with our brand new reporting and analytics, we help you have effective post-incident analysis where you can see your team's incident resolution patterns and weaknesses of your systems and processes, and hopefully improve all of them to do better the next time. So just to summarize, Incident Command Center is a big complementary to our incident response orchestration, as it helps incident responders to communicate and collaborate efficiently, and it lets people like incident commanders to access all the tools to coordinate and command incidents. Now, I would like to give you more context on what problems IT and DevOps teams typically have during incident response. These are basically the problems that we are targeting to solve with Incident Command Center. And I'm sure you all have experienced at least some of these issues during incident resolution at some point in your life, as these are very common problems causing slow and ineffective response. One common problem is around the complexities associated with having to use and switch between various tools and platforms during incident response. So you're probably using a bunch of monitoring tools like New Relic, Nagios, Datadog, and you use chat or communication tools such as Slack, WebEx, or Skype. You probably use service status pages to update the stakeholders. You probably use logging tools to get more details and ticketing tools, and just switching between these tools and keeping them up to date and synchronized is a huge effort, and that definitely causes slow response. With Incident Command Center, we are aiming to bring everything you need during incident resolution in one platform, in Opsgenie, so that you can avoid the context switches and let Opsgenie coordinate the communication and synchronization of all these systems. Another pattern causing slow response is the unclear lines of communication. So you may be using multiple tools to communicate with team members during incident resolution. Like some people might be sending chat messages, and with some of them you might be having phone calls. Or with some people you might be in the same room, and communications with them in this case is probably not documented or not accessible to others at all. And this is one of the very common problems during incident response causing slow response. So moving to the next problem pattern, we see the difficulty in organizing various teams. An incident may arise during like night time for some people, and for some people it could happen when say they are hiking in the middle of nowhere, and people should know how to join the conferences, like which tool to use and how to access it easily in all cases. The communication lines should be clear, so everyone who is supposed to attend the call can access easily, and that it's not a nightmare to just bring people in the same virtual room. Blurred lines of authority, so that's another pattern, common pattern, unfortunately. And in many organizations, there are people with roles such as incident commanders to resolve this authority and responsibility problem. People with such role basically have the overall authority and responsibility for conducting incident operations. But then again, the tools you use during incident response should support such roles, such as incident commanders, so that they are the sole authority and they can coordinate their processes and resolution properly. Moving to the next, in case of major incidents, you typically need to have people from various teams work together. And these people typically don't work together, so they typically don't have a consensus on how to communicate and collaborate. And having a tool that unifies the communication channels and that enables even different team members to work together definitely makes a difference during incident resolution. And the last item I'd like to mention is the lack of accurate and reliable information on the collaboration platform. If the communication platform doesn't show you information about the status of the incident or about the status of the responder teams and things like which teams are represented in the conference session, but which teams are not represented in the sense that they don't have anyone joining from these teams, it's difficult for incident commanders and the rest of the participants to make progress. So the collaboration platform should make all data and status information visible easily. So to help resolve these problems, we introduced the Incident Command Center, and it's not just a native video bridge solution. It has those other features supporting the incident resolvers take quick actions. Now, let's see a demo of the Incident Command Center. Just switching to Opsgenie. Let's go to our services. So I'll create an incident, a test incident, and start an incident command center session just to show you the new feature. So let's say that I have a problem in my database service. Let's see the database service. I already have an incident template for the database service for DynamoDB problems. So I'll create an incident based on this template. The incident will have incident message like this, DynamoDB, Oregon, partial outage, and so on. And this will be the description of the incident that I'll create based on this template. And incident will have priority P2. And this is the conference bridge or the virtual war room that we will use. This is the incident command center room that we will join. It's set in the template itself. And I'll also notify some stakeholders, my stakeholders for this incident. And this is the message, stakeholder message and description that I entered for my stakeholders. I'll also notify some teams to respond to this incident. As responders, I have the database team and platform team in my template. And as for stakeholders, I will notify Bruce, and I'll also notify everyone with tag manager as my stakeholders, so these people will get the stakeholder notification, and they can also find more details in the service status page about the incident. So let's move to the teams, and since the problem will be a database problem, the database team will be responsible for this one. So the database team has this conferences tab, and here you can see that they have a predefined, already set war room, virtual room, the database team room. So we will use this, we will use a session with this name, but basically teams can have multiple war rooms if they like. So I won't be creating a new one for now, so just we'll be using this one. So let's move to the incidents page. I'll just create an incident manually based on the template that I just showed. So the problem will affect my database service, and I'll use the template that I just showed. Selecting the template populates the fields. This is my incident message. This is the description. I can edit them, but I won't change these fields. So the conference bridge part is also auto-populated with the database team room. And you can see the stakeholder message and description as well. So moving to next, I can define additional responders. So these are the ones coming from the template itself. Let's say I'd like to add another team as responder, let's say the application team, because they're also affected by this kind of outage. So I'll have 3 teams working on this issue, and I'll define the stakeholders now. So I had Bruce and the people with manager tag in my stakeholders list, so I'll just keep them the same. So now creating my incident. My incident is created. Now moving to the alerts page. As you can see, for that incident, we now have 3 alerts for each responder team. So this is the alert for the platform team. This is the one for the application team, and this is the alert assigned to the database team. If I select one of the alerts, I can see the details, and as the responders of this incident or alert, people can join the conference session, the ICC Incident Command Center room via this icon. Likewise, we can also join the Incident Command Center from the incident itself. So this is the incident, and I can start the Incident Command Center from the incident page as well. So now launching the Incident Command Center for this incident. So it first lets me just check my settings, like I can mute myself, I can disable the camera and so on, and then enter the session. So now joining the session. And I have my colleagues also joining the session, so think of them as also responders from various teams. So I can maximize them, change the person shown like this. And not just the video, but we can also have other controls. We can find detailed information about the incident from the Incident Command Center itself. So here we had the responder teams part. Here you can see that we had the platform team, database team, and application team as the responders of this incident. And next to platform and database teams, we have the ticks, meaning that we have people joining this session from those teams. There is no one joining from the application team yet, so we don't see the tick. And if you look at the people joining, we see Gökçe, Darren, Emel, and Emrah, and next to each person, we have the bullets, colored bullets, again representing showing the team information. Like Gökçe is joining and representing the database team, whereas Emel is part of both platform team and database team. And you can find detailed information about the participants, like see when exactly a person joined the session and their team information and so on. And if during the session you don't want one participant in the session anymore because they're just causing some trouble, let's say, the incident commanders can dismiss them as well if they like. So I won't do it now. Let's see this top part. We have the incident open fields. I can expand this area, and here we can see the responder alerts, the alert IDs, and the status of each alert. So it looks like the database team already acknowledged their alert, but the other teams, platform team and application team, they haven't done anything for the alerts yet, so the alerts have open status. So at any time, incident responders can just check the status of the responder alerts and the incident itself from here, so they don't need to switch between other pages like the Ops Genies alerts or incident pages or anything like this. And let's say while we are collaborating, we decide that we need some additional people in this session. we want to add some other teams as responders. Let's say I'd like to add the infrastructure team as a new responder team. And let's say I'd like to also invite Peter Parker because he knows the DynamoDB problems quite well. So I'd like to add them as responders to this incident. That's doable from the incident command center itself, like this. And as you can see, the responder teams section has been updated as well. Now we have the infrastructure team here as well. And moving to this part, so we have the activity stream in here. Activity stream shows details such as who started the session when and who joined when, who left the session. If you add some new people or teams as responders, you see the details of these as well in the activity stream. So it provides visibility on the session from the beginning of the session. And here we have the status updates field. So here you are seeing the message, the message that we sent to stakeholders. And the same message is also displayed in the service status page. Let's say during incident resolution, we have updates to our stakeholders. You don't need to read the incident command center. You can send the updates from the incident command center itself. Let's say I want to send a message like this, root cause identified. Let's say something like this. And I can fire the update from within the incident command center like this. Let's check the status page. So this is my incident. From the incident, I can go to the service status page. And this is the entry for my incident. This is the message that we first sent to our stakeholders and that we entered to the service status page. And this is the update that I just fired from the incident command center. So it's possible to send updates and notify stakeholders with messages from within the incident command center. No need to switch between tools or anything like that. And I'd like to also add that these actions like status updates, adding new responders, or dismissing participants, right now, by default, these are enabled only for the incident owner team members. So anyone from the incident owner team, in this case, the database team members can take those actions, but all of these actions are configurable, so they can be granted to custom roles. So you can, for example, create a custom role and name it incident commander, and only let the incident commander people take those actions, and for the rest, they'll just join the incident command center and not take those actions, but just collaborate with the other people. And let's say we are done with the session, so I'll just leave the session. And let me go to the incident command center menu. I left the room, but there are still other participants, so we see the sessions still under the live session tabs. So I'll just move to the past sessions tab and just open one of the past sessions reports. So we also have built-in reporting that shows the past sessions collaboration statistics. So in this case, we had an incident. We created the test incident before this webinar. And you can see the details of the incident here. And here we see who joined the incident command center session as responder. So we had 4 teams joining this session, and This team had one person participating. This team had also one person. The database team had 2 people joining the session. So you can see the teams and the users' participation information like this. Here we have another chart showing the incidents timeline. So the incident started at this time, and it was closed at this time. And the incident command center session was started at this time, a bit after the incident was created, and the session was ended at this time. So there could be multiple sessions for the same incident. There could be multiple conference rooms running in parallel as well. So in this case, we just had one session. And here we see the attendance information of responders. So as you can see, Emrah joined the conference or the session the first, and then he left the room a while later and then rejoined. And next, Emma joined the room, and then she left the room and rejoined a few times. And here we see like how long Gökçe was in the session, and we can also get more details, like we can say that Matt joined the latest, so he can do better next time and he can join the session a bit earlier next time. So you can find details like this. Now let's move to our slides. So I'd like to just summarize how Incident Command Center helps you organize your teams, debate solutions, and take immediate coordinated action. So the Incident Command Center instantly notifies and brings all responders together in a virtual war room. It lets you stop having to use and switch between various tools and platforms during incident response. It lets you view the status and progress of each responder team within the platform itself. And it enables participants to join via mobile devices. So both Android and iOS apps support the Incident Command Center. And it lets you initiate and track all status updates and actions from one centralized dashboard, and gives you access to past session collaboration metrics for post-incident analysis. Also would like to remind a few things. So the Incident Command Center is available in Enterprise Plan and Up. It's part of our incident response orchestration feature set. And all responder roles, meaning that users, admins, and owners, and custom responder roles can access the Incident Command Center menu in the application. And for the first time, you may need to allow pop-ups from your browsers to be able to join the Incident Command Center session. So please don't forget to allow pop-ups. And Incident Command Center is right now a beta feature. If you want it to be enabled for you, please contact our customer success. And now I think we can start answering the questions. Gökçe, can you please help me with the questions?
Sure, definitely. So one of the questions that we received is that in maximum, how many people can attend the ICC session? So I can quickly answer that here. Our upper limit for a session is 50 participants. And one other question tied to this is that if we do have a limit for the session duration. So we don't have a session duration limit right now. And another interesting question we had was, how do the responders get notified for the ICC session?
Yeah, I can answer this one. Let's say you start the Incident Command Center, the ICC session, after an incident is created. Then everyone who already received the related alert and incident notifications also receive a notification for incident command center session started events. So they just get separate events for ICC session started. And then everyone else who are added to incident as new responders from the ICC page itself, they also get notifications for the ICC session event. And the notification, the ICC session started notification is sent via email and mobile push. But if you don't have the mobile app installed, then instead of push notification, you get an SMS. So basically, we send two types of notifications, either email plus push or email plus SMS.
So one other popular question that we get recently here is that, people are asking if they would need to have a Jitsi account for this Opsgenie hosted bridge to work.
No, not at all. No. So this is Opsgenie hosted solution. It doesn't have anything to do with Jitsi, but we also support Jitsi sessions. So instead of the Opsgenie hosted bridge, the incident command center, you can also select Jitsi and have your conferences on Jitsi. But those controls that we just showed, like updating the status page or adding responders to the incidents via the incident command center, these are not available with the Jitsi interface, basically.
Yeah, and we can also mention some of the further roadmap, because we have some questions regarding if the feature itself has a chat option or dial-in option.
Yeah, these are all planned. As for chat interface support, so we are planning to introduce this around Q2, quarter 2. And as for the phone support or voice API support, that's again planned for late Q1 and early Q2. Yeah, definitely in our plans.
So I think the questions were similar around this, but we are getting lots of questions in the meantime. We are trying to answer it here from the chat tool as well, but we will get back to you if your questions are not responded here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. And before ending the session, I'd like to remind you that you can contact us anytime. So you can contact us through this chat bubble from either our website or in-app. You can again contact us via the chat bubble. And also, just wanted to add that we will have another webinar next week where we will be discussing battle-proven practices for planning, preparing, communicating, and collaborating, as well as analyzing after-action reports. And the Incident Command Center will be part of this discussion as well. You are very welcome to join us next week too. And thanks everyone for joining us today, and hoping to see you next week as well. Bye.